Howdy boys, it's NPC, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 best investments that you can make from the Bottom Dollar Bounties DLC. Be sure to leave a like if you guys enjoy, and sub if you're new. We're very close to 14k, and with that out of the way, let us begin. Starting us off, we actually have some businesses, and it's not the bail enforcement business that was added as part of this update. It's actually the biker and bunker businesses. Now let me explain first, before anyone gets super triggered at me. The biker and bunker businesses are mostly passive businesses. Like, all you have to be doing is sitting in the session, and you can be doing whatever you want. You could be AFK, you could be deciding what car to buy, you could be running drag races with your friends, and you'll still be making money. I think there's a ton of value in that. All you need to do to manage the business is to resupply it when it's empty. You run one singular mission, it's not that difficult. Or if you're really lazy and have some money to spare, you can pay 75 grand in order to purchase resupplies. And then once the businesses are full, you do a sale mission, and in the past, they were 30 minutes for the bikers business and 15 minutes for the bunkers, which was not good at all because sometimes you would get like dune buggies, and if you got really bad spawns, it would be hard to complete them solo. So they got a 50% timer buff, meaning you'll now have 22.5 minutes for the bunkers, giving you ample time to make all of your vehicle sales if you're playing solo, and 45 minutes for the bikers business. So if you get those post-op vans, man, those are brutally slow. If you get unlucky with the spawns, you can't complete them. It's really a tragic time, and it sucks of getting that feeling of my business is full, I get to sell and make some money, and then you get the vans and no, you can't complete them. So it was really nice of Rockstar to add that 50% buff. The reason why the bail enforcement business isn't on here is because that is it's all mostly manual. You can get 5 to 10 grand per agent helping you out if you buy that upgrade for the business, but it's like 800 grand total for both agents, and it's tough because they're only bringing you 5 to 10 grand every full in-game GTA day, which is 48 minutes. So that's a lot of time. It's going to take a long time to make your money back. So I just think the bunker and biker businesses are great. You don't have to be doing the actual work if you don't want to, and that's where a lot of the fun in GTA lies, what you can do in free mode. Now, moving us into our number 4 spot, we have the Enos Paragon S, because it has a Monty Tech and it's a fast car. That's like the TLDR of the vehicle, but let me explain a little more. The Paragon S, the reason why it's not higher, because the Monty Tech is actually pretty useful. It's got the missile lock-on jammers, it's got the armor plating, but the reason it's not higher is because it doesn't have bulletproof windows, which is a big downside, since a lot of Monty Tech cars do have bulletproof windows, like the Buffalo STX, for example, is going to be right around the price of the Paragon S. I don't know if it's faster. They're both pretty fast vehicles, but it does have bulletproof windows. It can hold more people. It corners really well. It sounds great. It's got a wheelie. It's like one of the fastest cars in the muscle category. The fastest, I think. And it's got machine guns on the front. So why wouldn't you just buy that? But that being said, that's not part of this update. The performance of the Paragon S is no joke. The 0 to 100 on this car is like 2 seconds. It's insane. It's super fast. On top of that, it's got a great top speed, topping out at 135 miles an hour. And it's got pretty good handling overall. It doesn't beat other sports cars like the Itali GTO and the Pinaud, but it's pretty good still. And of course, it's got the same amount of regular Imani Tech explosive resistance, meaning 4 RPGs, and it will blow up on the 4th one, and 12 homing missiles, as well as 9 railgun shots. Now, our number 3 investment is going to be the Sparrow, and while the Sparrow also was not added as part of this update, it was added when the Kosatka was released, and you can get it with the purchase of the Kosatka, but it did receive a buff, and it's a very nice buff. It's a really convenient buff. It got an armor buff, not to any explosives. It still takes 1 RPG, 1 homing missile, 1 railgun shot. So anything that's within the explosives tab of your weapons wheel, none of that has changed. But anything outside of that it now has an armor buff, allowing it to take 5 explosive round shots instead of 3. It's got some resistance against the smaller guns now, like if you use an AK or the Combat MG Mark II, that is a really good weapon. It's got some resistance against those types of guns, regular sniper shots as well. And one of the most convenient quality of life additions is that it's got some more crash resistance. So you can ram it into a building at full speed and it will not explode instantly. It will start smoking, which is kind of what happened before when you would land really hard. Like you'd crash into the ground and it would start smoking. Now you could fly into a building at full speed and then it will start smoking as opposed to just blowing up. So that's really nice on a vehicle like the Sparrow, because what the Sparrow is for is mostly convenience, mobility, quality of life. Like it spawns right next to you. You can get it through the interaction menu, and it's just a little more armor when you are trying to get around very fast. And I think that is a really nice update. Now, coming in at our number 2 spot, we have the brand new Dorado police car. And the police cars all give you access to dispatch work. You don't necessarily need the Dorado to do that, but the Dorado, it does give you access to that, and you can make about 25 grand every 5 minutes. And it refreshes every 15 minutes, which is really fast. It's really good. It's better than the old bounty headhunting, the headhunting mode that would give you 20 grand, and it was super fast to complete. The dispatch work is just an upgraded version of that, so it's really nice to have. Now, the reason why I put the Dorado so high, despite it being the second most expensive cop car behind the Interceptor and being the 4th fastest in a straight line of the 6 cop cars currently buyable. I made a video on that, by the way. I'll link it in the description if anyone wants to see. It is a very quick video, very informative. Drop a like while you're there. But it's because it's got great handling. It's got great mobility. It can turn, like, it can swivel super hard. And on top of that, it's the only SUV police car, meaning it's got better ground clearance. It's the best at off-roading out of all of the cop cars, because the Interceptor, while it's the fastest, is basically a Hellcat. Like, it sucks off-road. It's a muscle car. It's pavement princess. It's miserable to drive off-road. And the Dorado has now opened up a brand new avenue, I guess you could say, of police utility. It allows you to climb up onto ledges that you might not be able to with the other cop cars, and I think that's great for catching those dirty criminals like Harmon and Twingo, who are also making great videos on this update. Make sure to check out their channels, all of them linked in the description if you're curious onto the content that they've been doing. Before we dive into our number 1 spot, I want to give an honorable mention to the Cypher. Now, the Cypher is a tuner's vehicle, and it was added as part of the tuner's update, but it did get drift tuning added to it as part of this update. That was one of the changes that they made. The Cypher is a pretty fast tuner's vehicle. It's kind of in that upper mid tier with the Previon, not quite on the pace of the top dogs, being the Vector and the Karen Sultan RS, and it's not as fast in a straight line as the Calico, but it's very balanced. It's got pretty even stats across the board. It's just a very balanced vehicle. It's not going to give you a hard time when you're driving it. And now that it has drift tuning, it's got like the whole package deal. It's like an all-in-one kind of car. It's got the stance, it's got decent performance, it's got drift tuning now. It looks great. It has good customization since it's a tuner's vehicle, and the base price isn't that high because it's a tuner's vehicle. So I do think it's a good investment, worth mentioning, since there was a change to it with this update. And I just wanted to throw it in there because drift tuning is like a fun sort of thing. You know, it's not the most useful thing ever, but it's cool to have sometimes on your cars when you're in the mood to drift. And now for our number 1 spot on this list, it's going to the Ubermacht Niobe, because a lot of reasons that we're about to talk about. Ubermacht got a huge buff this update, I feel like, because the Cypher got the drift tuning, the Ubermacht Sentinel widebody got drift tuning, and they added the Ubermacht Niobe, which is a lightning fast sports car. It's got a fantastic top speed, and if you're on new gen and you have access to HSW, it's got an even more ridiculous top speed, topping out at 167 miles an hour, which makes it one of the fastest land vehicles in the entire game. It's absolutely ridiculous. Unfortunately, I'm a PC scrub, so I don't have the footage for you guys. But it's still a really fast car. It's got great acceleration. It's got great handling. The handling is like really impressive, actually. Like, I think it can give the Italy GTO a run for its money. For those of you who are not aware, the Italy GTO is the best sports car in the entire game on PC. And if you're not on PC, it competes with the best sports cars in the game without having HSW. And I really think that the Niobe can push the Italy GTO off its throne. That's going to be something to test later on. And then the cherry on top is that the Niobe looks fantastic. It's based off of the BMW i8 in real life. And I think that they did a great job with it. I think it looks better than the i8 in real life. The back end especially looks superb. It looks like it's a very flashy car. It's got nice customization, and it's only 1.8 $2.8 million. Can you believe that? Hopefully Rockstar continues to add vehicles like the Niobe. I think it's great for them because they make money, because it's a good vehicle and people want to buy it, and we're happy because it's a good vehicle and it's fun to drive and it looks great, and so we'll give them money. Anyways, be sure to drop a like if you guys enjoy, sub if you're new and would like to see more content like this. Let me know what you think about my list in the comment section below, and that's about it. Until next time, take care. Peace!